Well, 3 claps of charm, darling. How are you? Happy Fab Life Day.
We got a little bit out of sync there, didn't we, dearest?
We were just clapping back and forward at each other. But now we can see each other and it's like, I can clap as well. Yeah. It was great. I loved it.
Oh.
But I am on my second gin, so maybe it was funnier than it should have been.
Oh, really? Yes. Well, I have poured myself a glass of red wine, even though I am terribly, terribly ill. Oh, my God. Also, we haven't even done the main thing. We haven't introduced the episode, for anyone wondering. It's episode 2 of season 2, isn't it?
Oh my golly gosh, was that fate? 2 of the 2 on the 2nd of the 2nd.
Oh, yes, of course.
On the 22nd of the
we're
2nd.
actually
22.
recording. Oh, that is a bit odd, isn't it? Even though I don't believe in any of it.
That is actually a bit weird.
Yes.
No, me neither. But still, it got me when I realised.
We're recording on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022, and this is season 2 and episode 2. So it's probably... this episode's going to be a bit shit, as in a number 2. That could be another 2 there.
We're going for a number 2 in your ears right now.
Absolutely.
Awful.
Lauren, I bear bad news.
What is it? You dumping me?
No, I feel terrible. I've got the cold. I've got a cold. It's not COVID, before anyone writes in. P.O. Box,
You've only
Fab
just
Life.
had the cos of Oza. You've only just had the cos, though, so it can't be that. But you, ever so under the weather. You've got young nieces and nephews, though. They carry all the germs, don't they?
It is that. So my parents have had it for the past week or so, and the weirdest thing happened to me actually the other day is I was in bed. I was sleeping, because I do sleep, and contrary to if you're watching this on visuals, I look haggard, but I woke up at like 4 a.m. and my nose was just streaming, like it was just running.
Oh, you know it's a cold when it wakes you up. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's a bit sniffly in the morning, but when it actually wakes you up and you're sneezing or snotty, it's
But
awful.
I've never really had that. Because I had no other symptoms. So I was a bit like, what is this feeling so sudden and new? But yeah, and now I actually am not too bad, but I feel a little bit under the weather.
Sound too bad.
I just thought, no, do you know what? No sore throat, thank God, because that's the worst, isn't it?
That's what. Do you have a telltale sign, like you said? Like, it was a bit of a shocker when you were a sniffler. Mine is that I always get a watery mouth, and then I get a sore throat. But then it always goes full-fledged cold.
Well, I get the watery mouth if I think I'm going to be sick. So that excess saliva coming in, and you're like, oh my God, it's coming.
Yeah. You sound like you're on a doctor's podcast. You're like, the excess saliva coming in.
Did you ever used to listen on a Sunday to BBC Radio 1, and they had the Sunday surgery with the doctor?
The Sunday surgery, I used to love that.
I used to be obsessed with that, because I used to have like a little radio alarm clock that would wake me up before school, and it would always be the radio. And I used to think I was like it, I thought I'd made it. I was like, yeah, I wake up to Radio 1. Yeah, I'm 13. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Who knew that one day your phone would be waking you up? Who knew?
Oh, I know. So I set it on vibrate and put it in a different position each night. And
someone's got to get some,
Haven't we just? It's barren land, darling. It's barren land. Someone said to me the other day...
There's a tumbleweed.
Someone was like, have you been getting any lately? I was like, it's barren land. They were like, what do you mean? I was like, when Simba returns to Pride Rock and sees all the devastation, that's how I feel in my body at the minute. Like, I currently feel...
I thought you were going to say, I'm the place in the shadows that you're not meant to go.
No. I'm not the Shadowlands. I'm not the hyenas. There's just bones and brittle and barely anything to eat.
No. That's you, the Shadowlands. Oh God, gotta love you. Anyway, so you're that. Who asked you that anyway? Oh, have you been getting any recently? It's not 1999. Like, who uses that phrase anymore?
I don't know if they said getting any, but I didn't want to be too sordid on the podcast, especially because on the drunken episode I start talking about orgies, of which, you know, I have no experience of them, but I just randomly brought up orgies. No wonder our listener count went down on that one. Jesus, could feel them all disconnecting.
No wonder you're whispering, so your mum doesn't hear you now.
Yeah.
I talked about orgies.
So I'm drinking red wine because I think alcohol kills the virus. So
It does. It's a natural anaesthetic.
is it?
That's what they say. I mean, that's what I say when I'm drunk and I have a gin.
I
went out and got plastered when I had COVID though, and I didn't know.
Is it natural?
Well, it's made from yours is made from grapes. What's made?
Well,
what's gin made from?
before we go on to that, I was just as we were connecting, I was thinking about, you know, what to talk to you about, and
Great to connect. Love to connect.
and we do have a subject of today's episode. However, I did want to just discuss the fact that you don't drink wine. It is starting to get to me, Lauren.
Yeah, is it? Do you know what? I'd love to drink wine. I just detest it.
I know, but
We can't ever get a wine sponsor. It's got to be gin or
we
fizz.
can,
It's
and
gotta
you just be on the water, and I'll just send all the wine to me. I'm happy for that to happen.
I'll start my own coffee, and I'll ask for.
If we got a wine sponsor, you'd be like, I like wine. I like wine now.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, do you do a sparkling?
Yeah, because you like
Because
Prosecco.
they always do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drink a fizz. That's what I do if I've ever been for a wine tasting. I'll just have 4 glasses of the same drink, and it's fine.
But I was going to ask, when did
English sparkling's lovely?
Oh well, they do. English sparkling is lovely, actually. But when did you last have a glass of wine? When did you last try it? This is what I'm saying, because apparently every 7 years or so, your taste buds change.
Your body changes. I had some on my honeymoon when we went down to Devon and stuff, because I'm not cheap, guys. It actually costs the same amount as it would to go abroad, but we got married in a pandemic. So yeah, we went to, oh my god, where was it? It was so lovely, and we got this like little basket of 4 wines, and I picked 2 sparklings, and I think I picked a rosé and then a white crisp one or something, because I was like, oh, and they were okay, but like, I've done wine tours, I've done everything, honestly. They're just, no.
Yeah.
And so that was recently. And then before that, I did Vinopolis, and I tried like really expensive ones and did like how you taste it and stuff. It's just not my bag, unfortunately. I'd love to drink it because you can get bladdered really cheap, but...
Yeah. And Vinopolis, for anyone who
it's lethal though, wine, you know.
Oh.
That's one thing when you're out with people who drink wine, like they're hammered, because like 2 large glasses of wine is like, isn't it like 2/3 of a bottle or something mad, or like 3/4 of a bottle of wine, and it's really strong, so it's like everyone else is plastered and you're like, oh, me at a wedding, nightmare.
Oh, I know. Well, I was going to say white wine witches as well. I mean, I don't often become a white wine witch. My friend Ross
says that.
Does she become a white wine witch?
Yeah, her husband said that to her. I'm sure she won't mind me saying that on the pod. But we were on about it once, someone else, and she was like, well, I don't drink it anymore because I've become the white wine witch, apparently.
Yeah.
It's true, though. You see people change before your eyes when they've had a white wine.
It's interesting because my friend said that she stopped drinking gin because she's realised that affects her. I don't think certain alcohol affect me. I think it has to depend on the mood I'm in. And it can be any alcohol, if you know what I mean. Me
too. I'm the same. I'm a happy drunk, you know what I mean? And gin makes me happy. Like,
yeah, gin's like, never made me cry. Whatever. You know how it's like...
No, never.
Well, I mean...
I didn't drink tequila for years because that made me cry twice.
Oh, did it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've cried on gin, but I don't think gin makes me cry.
It was urine of shit. Yeah, the 2 times I cried on tequila, was because I was having like boy problems. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, he's a dickhead. Oh, I'm gonna have a tequila shot. Cry. So.
I sometimes cry.
Apparently, tequila is the upper of all the boozes.
Yeah, and also I tell you what is good for like wanting to party. Rum is very good for that.
Oh yeah.
Rum makes you
just smells of a party, doesn't it?
Oh, let's party on down.
rum reminds. I got into rum when we did the pin-up thing at the tattoo convention because it was so fun, and they just had Sailor Jerry's fucking everywhere because it like sponsored it.
Love it.
It was so great, and we collected all the little cups. You got them in like little cups that you could like picnic cups. You just collected them. It was great, and they just free poured it. Oh god, I loved
love
it.
a free pour.
Reminds me of holidays as well when you don't know what to drink anymore. Yeah, and you just go, I'll have a rum and diet. Because you just like stay for a booze in. What am I
Also,
gonna do?
rum is very like, I'll have a
nice
rum. You feel like you're on holiday. It's like Hawaii type, Hawaii vibes, Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. I've got
Make
some
me
rum.
not think it's Tuesday. I'm like stirring this gin.
So that's my alcohol intake. Red wine, however, which I'm currently drinking, I feel like is very chilled vibes. I went through a stage of having like a bottle of red wine before a night out, and it was like,
oh no,
yeah, I know. I mean, people won't know this, but I think and this is not a boast. You know how people are like, oh, I can drink a lot. I think I can drink quite a lot, and it's quite concerning. My old flatmate Hannah used to be concerned. She'd be like, where do you put it? Because I'm a delicate flower, Lauren. I'm very petite.
You are. You're only a wee one.
Oh, I'm such a wee one. But then
you can drink loads. Yeah, and me, I'm the same. And like, I think Freddie can drink a lot. Do you know what? Humble. This is a weird brag, actually. So my father-in-law said to Freddie once, and then he told me, and my father-in-law will probably get to this episode once in a blue moon, but when he does, he'll be like, did I say that? But he said to him, he was like, and you and Lauren drink a lot? And Freddie was like, yeah, I know. And he was
so
like,
much
and
subtext.
Don't mind me saying this. Yeah. And then he was like, and you won't mind me saying this, but Lauren could drink you under the table. And Freddie just kind of like, instead of being like worried, he just was like, yeah, she probably could. And when he told me, I was just like, God, I'm so great. Like, I'm so proud of myself.
But
awful.
What does he mean by that? Because does he mean Freddie's a lightweight, or does he mean you're a heavyweight, or somewhere in between?
I think he meant like, oh God, what were they talking about? I can't even remember. I think he just meant like, well, we all like a drink, but you two, you just look after yourselves, kind of thing. But also, you can drink a lot, Freddie, but Lauren can drink more.
Yeah.
Don't even know. I just saw it as a compliment. I loved it. I was like, this is fucking great.
It's practice, isn't it?
He never said it to my face.
It's just because we have a lot of practice.
Yeah.
If you have a big break, then... Because didn't you stop drinking before your wedding?
Yeah, when we were meant to get married and it got cancelled, we like stopped drinking for 5 weeks. And I saw you and Amy. That was a big test, wasn't it? Do you remember that? And I saw you two, and we had like, you two were being good because I was. But then when you're 5 weeks in, you're not going to break it over 2 glasses of Prosecco or whatever, are you? So, but yeah, do you know what? I didn't get pissed easily. I just got a bit tired, actually. More than it was about quite boring the first drink I had. I was just like, oh, this is an anticlimax. I'm like really tired. I don't want to party. The only time I get pissed really quick is when you don't eat. That's the killer.
Oh, well, I once read an amazing book, Graham Norton's book. I think it was called like Confessions of a He-Devil. He's written a few because he's a novelist now, but this was his actual...
Yeah, he's done it all.
One of his autobiographies, and it's hilarious, the book. You should read it. He's just great. But he says in the book, eat. That is all you need to do.
Mate.
Make sure you're drinking.
I've got no time for anyone who doesn't eat anything for a night out.
But sometimes
down.
it catches you by surprise, doesn't it? Because what can happen is you'll be like, I need to eat. So you'll have a few drinks, and then that suppresses your appetite, and you
Too little,
forget.
too late. Yeah.
So I have been caught out before,
like
and I
Jojo.
wake up and I'll go, why do I feel so terrible? And then I'll go, oh, I didn't eat. That's why.
Yeah, totally. And like, I mean, it happens to the strongest in us as well, Lee. There'll be one drunk night where you're just like, whoa, I'm hammered all of a sudden. And it just like hits you like a ton of bricks. You're like, shit, I'm pissed, I need to leave. I'll just backdoor it. I love a French exit. Or like, you might be one where I'll say to you, I'm going. Bye.
Yeah, well, the thing is, especially
just,
at
like,
parties,
whip out,
if you announce you're going, you spend about 15 minutes hugging goodbye to everyone, and then they're trying to convince you to stay.
Yeah,
and you're like, I just need to leave. And also, I always think at a party, The best thing to do often is just to sneak out, because I sometimes think if I leave now, and this isn't an ego thing, everyone else will start leaving. But sometimes it does inspire people to think.
Well, you think highly of yourself.
Yeah, I'm like the Pied Piper. Come on, everyone, after party at mine. No, but it does sometimes inspire people to think, oh, well, they've left now, so I'll be all right to go. It'll be like, you can set off a chain reaction.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. Yeah, because sometimes, have you been at a party where you're like not up for it, and then you're like, I'm waiting for someone to go, so I'm not the first. You do, like, that is a mentality thing. You're so right. We're doing it for the other people, Lee. That's what we're doing.
So bloody selfless. Right. Well, as we mentioned earlier, it is the 2nd of the 2nd, 22, episode 2, season 2. There's 2 of us. Good Lord. What could be 2er? And
just give me a moment. I need a number 2.
I'm gonna call I'm gonna call this episode 2 Little Ducks. I mean, come on,
my God, yeah,
two,
that's me and you,
babe. But we're talking about superstitions. We are talking about superstitions. So, firstly, let's talk about the number 22. Now, he won't mind me saying, my friend Craig is very into his, what he calls...
He loves a superstition, doesn't he?
Well, 22 is his thing. 22 is his thing. So today, I think...
Is it not 11:11?
No, it's 22. 11,
People love that one as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do love that. But his is 22. He says he sees it everywhere, and it's a sign, it's his angel number. I often say to him, how do you know you don't see, how do you know the number 23 doesn't crop up twice as much in your life? You just don't notice it.
You're just not looking for it.
Yeah, as you know, I'm... I try to be the voice of devil's advocate, the reason. Anyway, I don't believe in any of it. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think it's a crock of shit. However...
Yeah.
I enjoy people who enjoy it, like Craig finds comfort from it. So I have to, and this is something that I'm having to learn actually in therapy, just to get a little bit serious. But I've learned that I am the personality type where, like if someone's wrong, I have to correct them.
Yeah.
And it's not a...
Oh, really? Do you?
It's not a correction of I'm right and I have the right answer. It's a correction of I don't want you to be wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's like...
Don't put the wrongness out in the world. Yeah.
Well, I just want to go, oh, by the way, you've got that wrong. Like, I'd like you to know the right thing. So, that's good for you, because I'm constantly... According to my Thesa, my Thesa,
the old Thesa.
I'm often looking for clarity, and I need like facts. I'm very logic driven, and I need
factual
clarity.
Yeah, I'm logic driven.
So I do struggle. Like, for example, I used to always struggle correcting people's spelling, really bad. Like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh God, you're like Ross out of Friends.
A little bit, and I'm getting better with it, but. Often, and I understand, often that can lead to being quite obtuse with what you think is fact and what's not. So I think
sure.
Craig has stormed off a couple of times when I've given him my, TED talk of why what he believes in is complete pseudoscience and nonsense. So, I'm enjoying that he takes enjoyment out of it.
Didn't know I was on LBC.
It's because I got my headphones on my Bose. In the minute, I'm like...
Looking at you, your headphones.
I'm like, what's his
Your little
name?
monologue.
Nick Ferrari on LBC. Leading Britain's conversation.
Oh, God.
Do you know that used to be called London's biggest conversation, and then they went... for the whole of the nation, and they changed it to leading Britain's conversation.
Oh, I didn't even know that's what it stood for. I knew the B was Britain, that was about it.
Oh God, they play that LBC
he just talks
sting
to
all the
himself.
time. I know, sometimes he does get it completely spot on, but sometimes he really annoys me. And do you know what annoys me the most about Nick Ferrari is he always goes, respectfully. It's like, oh, don't patronise me. If someone said to me, respectfully, like it's patronising enough saying with respect, but respectfully, I disagree. It's like, oh, fuck off with your stupid respect.
He's not even listening though. He just loves the sound of his own voice. So. Oh God, I would say God love him, but if there is a God, I don't want him to love him.
Yeah, and I'll be going, Lauren, actually, it's not scientifically proven there is a God, so...
Well, with all the superstition stuff, I often think it is a bit like religion, though. If someone's got religion and it makes them happy, just leave them to it. As long as they're not springing it on me. Don't be bringing all your voodoo, your superstition stuff, like, you know what I mean, on me, because I'm just going to nod and be polite. But really, I'm like, I don't believe in that. But yeah, I'm a bit like you, TBH. Although there was always those things when you were a teen where you'd like the 3 grids and you'd do the 2 and then you'd jump over the last. Just because everyone else is doing it.
Oh, the like 3 drains thing. Yeah. And people go, oh, it's superstitious to not walk under a ladder. I understand why that's a thing. Because I'm like...
Mine is like, I don't want to get knocked over by it.
Yeah, well, I think that's where it probably came from. It's like, don't walk under a ladder. Why? The person on the ladder might fall onto you. Oh, very superstitious. It's like, no, that is a distinct possibility. There's talking of voodoo dolls. It reminded me of one of my favourite tweets that I've ever seen. This girl once tweeted, it was during lockdown, and she tweeted something like,
I think I've seen it.
Whoever's got my voodoo doll, could you please finger it?
Yeah, I remember this. It was like was it at the end of like the first lockdown? So like the internet was a saviour, wasn't it? The memes and the tweets and everything was just like...
And then I saw one once where it was like the first week of lockdown and someone put, day 4 of lockdown and I haven't had sex in 6 months. And it was literally, I was like, oh...
That's so good. We saw a couple of friends who were like single when you could like sit outside and we were all sat apart in the fucking freezing rain like maniacs, and it was like 6 months in or whatever, and we were like, you okay guys? And they were, but you could see that they were like climbing the walls, and we're like, oh yeah, I haven't thought about this, but you guys really haven't had sex in like a long time. And they were like, yeah, we're fine.
I mean, I'm just thinking back to lockdown. What the hell happened? Like, what did we do?
It's mad, isn't it?
It's totally bonkers.
We sat outside in the pouring rain. Like, our honeymoon as well, which like we find hilarious, is when we got married at the town hall in December. We then the next day, it was because it all got cancelled. So we woke up in the flat. We had some wedding cake, whatever. And we walked to our favourite pub, and we bought some takeaway cocktails, just not on mic, and stood, and it was like it is now, like a storm. It was like blowy, raining, and I've got a video of Freddie with his takeaway pint in a plastic glass, and I was like, this is our honeymoon. And we've walked 1.5 miles to get this takeaway pint.
What I'll say about that is, you will look back on that, and it will be like, oh my God, like how ludicrous and how funny.
Yeah,
in a way.
it'll be funny. Really... Yeah.
But I mean, even now, I imagine in years to come, the history classes of this period, because you know how we learnt about Spanish flu and all that shit. Imagine the schools and the history classes of what, and they'll have a full archive of just people who went utterly bonkers, including myself. I would not be surprised if my social media becomes a psychologist experiment, a case study in years to come of like, look at this guy documenting his nervous breakdown.
This is what an average man looked like. This is what an average millennial looked like in lockdown.
Like all that rubbish. And imagine a history lesson in years to come where they go, right, okay, so kids, the NHS, the National Health Service, was desperately underfunded.
RIP doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. That was something we used to have, and it was desperately underfunded back in the day. And does anyone have any suggestions of what the UK did to maybe raise some funds for the NHS. Oh, someone puts a hand up. Oh, yes, Timmy, what do you reckon? Did they kind of pull resources from other things, or, government kind of bringing money from other resources? But no, they didn't do that, Timmy. You're thinking too much. What they did is they got a 99-year-old man to do laps around his garden, okay? So they completely and utterly got, it's
bonkers.
Mental. There's a 99...
I didn't even know you could donate to the NHS. That was the thing. I remember seeing this tweet and it was like, the NHS isn't a charity. We shouldn't be able to, we shouldn't donate to it. Because it should have enough money to run by itself. You know what I mean?
Wow.
God, we really are LBC today. Look at us. We're both looking at each other being like, the NHS, our National Health Service.
But I just remember thinking, why is this 99-year-old man doing laps around his garden? The poor guy.
God love
God
him.
love him. May he rest in peace.
Sir Tom.
I mean, what a legend. But he didn't need to do it.
He's earned it.
I mean, he had a right. I mean,
No,
to
he
be
didn't.
fair on him, he lived the life
He
afterwards.
had the good weather, though, as well.
He did. Yeah. Do
he
you know what,
did.
Lauren? You're right. He did. I would have probably donated more if he'd have done it during Storm Eunice, because that takes courage.
You'd have just seen Sir Tom flying with the trampolines. Oh, bless him. No, he did. It was that... Sorry, R.I.P. That was cruel.
He's with, do you know who he's with right now? He's with Scylla. He's with Scylla.
Scylla. Hey, you better than having a... Did he like a drink,
I can't
Sir Tom?
believe... I can't get the image of Sir Tom flying around with trampolines out my head. I can't.
With the wheelie bins.
Oh, God. With the wheelie bins.
Oh, God. Did you see... Oh, sorry. I'm not laughing at that. I've just thought of my next tangent. My favourite thing on TikTok was people going outside and, holding onto trees, dancing to the Earth song.
Oh, it's so
going,
funny.
Ah.
So funny.
With the hair blowing. I was like, I've missed a trick there. Freddie was like, I'll do it now. Go and do it. And I was like, no, it's not windy anymore. I can't just do it in the street holding a phone box.
I'll hold a hairdryer. We'll pretend. I saw a video. It came up, recommended for you, and it was people being blown away down the street, rolling. And I have to say, I mean, the algorithm couldn't have got it more right. I was pissing myself. It was so funny, because every time you watch the video, you see something different. One woman was being blown down the street, and she ran into a couple. She couldn't stop herself. I mean, it's so terrible, but it was quite funny.
It was so good, wasn't it?
There
was one who was like, I saw two that really made me laugh. One was a woman and she was trying to run away from it, but she was like, it's pushing me, so I'm going to run. And then she started running and she just fucking started. And then there was another one, it was a fella in a suit, like a businessman. And it was this huge bench. And then he was getting blown. So he thought, I'm going to sit on this bench because it'll keep me still. And it just pushed him off the bench. Oh my God, my mic's buzzed.
Where are you?
Why is it so funny?
Oh, God.
Oh, do you know what? At the time as well, I bet they thought they were going to be Mary Poppins and get blown away, weren't they?
Oh my God. It was just...
Oh God, I love watching people follow me or anything like that. It's so funny.
It's, and we must point out all these people are still alive and they're okay, which is why it's okay to laugh.
Oh, the businessman, he obviously had a tie clip on as well because his tie didn't move that much.
Well, that must have been a very good tie clip if that's the case. His tie didn't move that much.
Yeah. Taking up trampolines, but his tie's flat.
I started walking because it wasn't too bad up north, actually, I have to say. It wasn't that windy. But
yeah,
apparently
we got it bad.
It was bad. Was it? Did you go out?
Did I? I think I went to the shop early morning because the peak was the peak.
Because you wear a snood, that would have been dangerous, wouldn't it? That snood would have gone right.
Oh God!
Surprised it didn't land in my
snood,
garden.
A headscarf.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You'd be like, oh my God! I would have looked like the Wicked Witch when she melts. It's like, oh, Lauren's been
instead of two ruby slippers as she got crushed, it would be. Wait, who got crushed with ruby slippers? I'm thinking of Wicked. Anyway.
Yeah, it's wicked. Oh, which one melts? Is that the Wizard of Oz?
No. Elphaba melts. It's weird because I'm now going off Wizard of Oz and Wicked as if they're the same story, but obviously one was a prequel. Anyway,
One was a prequel.
Yeah, yours would be a snood.
Yeah, headscarf. I didn't go out. What did I wear? I think I just wore like a hat. I just shoved my hair up.
I see. I didn't put a hat on,
but I
'cause
went
thought,
early
this
doors.
will blow away.
Yeah, this was very like a beanie, so it was like right.
I saw someone with a Zara
No
bag.
one sees me in that.
All right, she was walking down and she had a cardboard Zara bag, and she's like trying, and the bags flying everywhere, like, and she's like trying to pull it, the poor thing, and it's really pushing the bag. And then what happens? She's obviously just been to Zara, and then what happens is the force of the wind obviously tears the cardboard bag. Tears the cardboard bag apart, and all the clothes fly into the atmosphere. And she's there, and she's like, my Zara clothes.
Trying to, like, which one did I like the best?
Oh
my God, gutted for it.
I mean, I just think, Storm Eunice, darling, who looks outside and goes, oh my God, it's the worst storm in about 32 years. What shall I do? I'll pop to Zara, actually. I might go for a bit of shopping.
Yeah, do a bit of no queues today. Did you know that wind is retail's worst enemy? Like the high street's worst enemy? Worse than rain.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Freddie loves that fact and he always says it.
But has he
So
never
I'm
given you any
repeating it
facts? This is, again, I'm like, what's the evidence
No,
to back
I think
it
he
up?
just saw it on a documentary.
Because I would probably argue it was snow. But then again, I guess maybe snow is less frequent.
Yeah, maybe that's just like the law of averages.
Anyway, let's go back to
Our little
superstitions.
garden's fine.
Oh, is it? It's
Go
not.
on.
Well, I went.
It hides the wind. So we had a lot of birds actually because they were like, oh, there's a big wall here. I'm just gonna get behind this wall.
Well, I ended up going into the centre of Grimsby the day afterwards, and I was like, oh my God, devastation, it's ruined. And then I was like, what? It's always looked like this?
If you hadn't have said that, I was literally like, did you realise it was just Grimsby?
I was like, what? The storm didn't pass by here? Oh, okay.
These people look like this voluntarily.
They're always that windswept. Oh, they don't have hairbrushes.
That's like St Helens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. St Helens is the same.
Hey,
Everyone's
Lauren.
wearing a trackie, but no one's working out.
Big news.
What?
I've been booked to do a stand-up gig in Haydock.
Fuck off. Are you kidding? Are you actually kidding?
No, I forgot to tell you. I thought I'll tell her on the pod.
Yeah, you got to tell me this is like real reactions as well for us because we don't talk in the week. We're like, hi, yes, what time do you want to record? And then we literally, you go back in our WhatsApp, and unless it's like major, it's the same text every week. We don't talk. So like, I'm going to tell you the big news.
This is our weekly catch-up.
Shit the bed.
Yeah, so I
were
was
you
probably going
doing
to
it?
ask if I could stay at your mum and dad's.
Oh my
if
God,
I didn't have
obs,
anywhere
yeah.
else to stay. But where is it? I don't know. She just said Haydock.
Holiday Inn?
I don't know, actually. I think
Because it'll be somewhere nice, I reckon.
Let me just check for you. Bear with. Fill the gaps. Tell the people why I'm saying
Do
Haydock.
you know what I'm going to do, everyone? Haydock, right. So Haydock's a lovely place. Well, it's all right. It's a very long... Apparently it's Europe's longest village. It was. Mr. Cragg, our geography teacher, told us that many moons ago. Over 10 years ago. Whether it still is... I know. Do you know what? We had a geography teacher called Mr. Cragg, and we had a music teacher called Mrs. Sharp. Isn't that weird? They're like characters out of a Beatrix Potter or something.
Music,
or a Stan Lee
Sharp?
comic. Mrs. Sharp, yeah. I'm trying to think if we had like a maths teacher called like Mrs. Pythagoras, but we didn't. I might have another gin. Is that bad? I'm on my third one. It's a Tuesday. Should I call him Freddie?
So it's 6th of May.
Freddie!
It's 6th of May.
Let me get my
In
car
Haydock.
out. Do you not have a location? You know
No.
Sandra and Pete's going to be there.
Oh, God.
And Paul and Katie. Maybe I'll come up.
Well, that's what I thought.
Hang on, I'm just going to check my car now.
It's a Friday.
This is perfect podcasting.
I know this is
Mate, I'm
perfect
gonna be
content for
there.
everyone listening. We need to get on
Me looking at my calendar.
superstitions as well. But yes, I'm gonna be gigging in Haydock on the 6th of May.
I reckon it'll be somewhere nice. Because who's booked you? Is it someone that's like?
It's someone I know. Kirsty.
What style of gig do they normally book you for?
I don't actually know.
I reckon it'll be at the race course or it'll be at the Holiday Inn.
Really?
Because the Holiday Inn was where I had my prom, which we've talked about, but it used to be called the Thistle, which is the poshest hotel in Haydock.
Is it?
And the Haydock racecourse isn't even in Haydock. It's just on the outskirts. But it's still a 7-minute drive away from Mum and Dad's house.
Oh, right. Let me see.
Oh
I might...
Or you can stay at my brother and his girlfriends as well. They'll have you. They're right close to Haydock racecourse.
I'm just going to try and find out where it is because... Anyway, it's basically in Haydock, she says, so it'll be somewhere. But before we do that, we need to finish on some superstitions. I'm going to ask you about some frequent superstitions, okay? And I want to, because I do have a few superstitions. I used to have this weird thing where if I ate a Sunday dinner, I couldn't eat. If I wanted to eat like two things together, so I'd put all my ingredients around the edge of the plate. So it would be...
Oh my God, that's what Ben does.
Yeah, it'd be around the edge, and in the middle it would be like the gravy and stuff, but there'd be a bit of a gap in the middle. And then let's say my carrots were there, and then to the left of the carrots were roast potatoes, and to the right of the carrots were the meat. I would only be able to... If I got the carrot on the fork... and I wanted to eat something with the carrots, I'd only be able to eat to the right of that ingredient.
Whoa, that's like the start of an illness.
And it didn't carry on, thankfully, but I got very into that.
How did you get yourself out of it?
I think I just stopped seeking attention during eating. No, I don't know.
Do you know what? I just learned to love myself, and then...
It's why I'm having therapy. It was a search for clarity.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna start with, do you believe in if you find a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck? Do you believe in that?
Nah.
No, me neither.
I used to do it when I was little because it's like something like your grandparents tell you, and that's really cute, isn't it? That's a really sweet relationship. Or people do it at school, and then you go pass it to a friend, and your luck will never end.
I know, and then they take it off you.
All that jazz. And then they take it, but you're really giving. You're like, ooh. But it's just like something cute. It's like a nursery rhyme, I think that. And then it gets to a point when you're a teenager, you don't want a penny because it's like cheap, and if you've got a penny. So then I'm sure there was another rhyme that gave it back.
I don't like.
And then you realise when you're in your 20s that a penny is disgusting. Yeah, they stink, don't they?
They stink. I've never smelt them, but I'll always pop the pennies in the charity
But you just
box.
like your hands, have you been counting? Yeah, been counting coppers. Your hands stink.
Well, I don't often count coppers, but whatever floats your boat.
Times are hard. It's been a lockdown.
Yeah, it has, to be fair. I should be. So here's one that my mum does believe in: breaking mirrors. She actually said the other...
That's the big one.
When I moved back home, in the bathroom, I bought one of those mirror cabinets, which I love. So they're like... It's a mirror, but they're also a cabinet, so you can have your stuff in it. Love them.
Yeah,
I think
love
they're
them.
Very Brilliant.
Very American.
Very American.
Yeah.
And hey, what can I say? I've got an American in me. And...
He wishes.
Chance would be a fine thing. Anyway, my mum said, as we were putting up this mirror, don't bloody break that mirror. We're only just getting over the bad luck from the last time we broke one. As if... Oh, bless you.
Bless me. Sorry. It's making me sneeze, this story. Oh, it's the Shadowlands they've got me.
She's allergic to boring stories.
It's nearly bedtime. I'll sleep well tonight.
Oh, God, please don't call it bedtime. It makes you sound about 7.
Bedtime. Sorry, I didn't even realise. Anyway, so you're looking in the mirror. Oh, I've got a delivery.
Oh, has he bought you a gin? Oh,
Yeah.
What a guy.
He's good. I just text saying, small gin, please.
Oh my God, brilliant. And we only had about 5 minutes left of the recording, if that. Oh, that's the ASMR sound
that's
there.
good.
That
is, isn't it?
But yeah, she said, don't break that mirror. We're only just getting over the bad luck from last time we broke it. As if like she'd been counting day by day the 7 years
She's
bad luck.
got it marked on the calendar.
She's so into that.
In the kitchen.
Are you? I mean, for me, it's like don't break a mirror because, well, you kind of don't want a broken mirror, I guess, unless
because the mirrors are expensive, and if they're in a frame, you have to get a new mirror to fit the frame. It's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, that's one as well. I think you just learn all this when you're little. And then when you grow up, you just go, like, I'm just not bothered. And then there's, like, levels to it, isn't there? So it's like, no, it's fine. Just don't look into it. Whatever you do, don't look into the broken mirror. Because then it's on you.
Oh,
you get the
really?
bad look. And I'm like, right. It's like Umbrella is like, it's fine. Just don't go under it indoors. There's, like, levels to the...
Well, I know the reason. Just like don't walk under ladders, the reason that they'd say don't put an umbrella up indoors is because back in the olden days... roofs were very low. The days of yore, back in the good old days, roofs were very, very low. So if you put an umbrella up, it would open up.
Would it damage it?
It would damage the thatched roof. Now, here's one that I do
Logic,
do a
babes.
lot.
Logic.
Here is one that I do, okay? Touch wood.
Do.
Touch wood.
Yeah. I think I do that as well. Oh, we'll touch wood. But is that not something like a mannerism, though, rather than a...
No, it's a superstition, because if you touch
that
wood,
kind of-
if you go, if so-and-so dies,
I know,
touch
but it's just
wood.
something you, like, pick up.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
automatic thing. And what if you
'Cause
got a
people don't even
wishbone?
touch
Would
wood
you make
anymore.
a
They're, like,
whoosh?
touching-
Whoosh. Would you make a wish on a
Oh.
whoosh?
I guess I would. I kind of... Do you know what? Like, with birthday candles and stuff, because you like, oh, you didn't blah, 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 you wish won't come true, blah, blah, blah. I think a good few years ago, I kind of stopped wishing or forgetting to wish, because it was all for, like, having your pitch talk or the gram, or, like, trying to be like, oh, thanks for this cake kind of thing. So you're being too busy, and then you go, oh, yeah, I've got... And then it's too quick, and then you just do it. Or I'm so distracted that I just blow the candles out, and I'm like, oh,
Do you know
yeah,
what I
should
like
have
to
made a
do?
wish. Same with the wishbone, I just forget.
I like to close my eyes when I'm blowing out candles. I like to close my eyes and they go, make a wish, and everyone's around me and I go, okay. And then I take a big deep breath, I blow out the candles and then I open my eyes and I go, oh, you're all still here. Oh, the laughs it gets.
Oh, really good.
What a cab.
Should try that in hair, Doc.
Open with that. Open with me walking on with a birthday cake.
Open, they'll love it.
Guys. Anyway.
Be like, who's this dickhead? Anywho, yeah, no, the cracked flags, cracked pavements. You're not meant to walk on a cracked flag, are you? Cracked tile.
Flag or slab?
Well, in the northwest we call them flags.
Right,
Flags are
okay,
like
that's interesting. 'Cause
paving
flag
stones.
is not that. So that's very interesting.
Every time someone from the north calls something, it's not.
I was
Honestly,
thinking,
Freddie's still learning some words.
I was thinking that it was a connection error, but you generally call like a crack in a flag. Interesting.
Yeah, just like paving stones are the flags.
Are
So
they?
you're walking on the flags.
Walking on the flags. So
I don't know what it
what do you call
Is
flags?
it called they're called flagstones?
Flagstone, Brooks, or whatever it's called. This has been a random episode, hasn't it?
Gladstone.
Gladstone.
It's because we've had one drink. Well, hey, number two.
Do you know what advert I used to love? I think it was Hastings Direct. 0800 00 1066.
1066. Did you have a good advert?
They would have paid
What's one I-
premium
do you
to get
know-
that number.
Oh, they would have, because no one has those numbers anymore. Like, because no one uses phones anymore. Really, everyone uses the online web chat. Yeah, it's a good one. They have good adverts still. They had that animation for a while. The one I like at the minute. The minute. Oh my god, seriously, I need to chill out. Is the I Love to Hate It? Is the OXO one with that family? And the Northern, and like it's been around for a while, but me and Freddie love to quote. It's our new Eamon and Ruth. It's that we love to quote. Is when she's meant to be going to the cinema, the mum, and the kid's meant to be at judo, but all the actors are just so shit. Like they're just so bad. And he's like, "What happened to judo? Teacher's sick." And then the daughter's like, it's just like so hammy. It's like you're watching an Amdram advert. It's really.
Do you know what I hate? Where the boiler's broke and it goes, boiler, 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 boiler. Oh, God, it's so annoying. It's the most annoying.
I don't know that one.
Oh, God, she goes, Gary, boiler's broke. And then all these, like, robots start going, boiler, boiler, boiler. Oh.
It's like some remix.
Remix it in a nightclub. Boiler, boiler, boiler. Boiler,
It does
boiler,
sound the way you
boiler,
sing
boiler,
it.
boiler, 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 boiler.
I feel like we're in Fabric. Gin in one hand.
Red wine. Yeah,
No.
gotta get my boiler fixed.
He's going to be asleep in a minute with that red wine.
Right, we're going to wrap this up because God knows we need
Gonna wrap it
to.
up.
I think we should have probably ended this when we started talking about Captain Ton being blown
Bedtime.
away in Storm Eunice, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't mean that, guys. I'm not a bad person.
Hey,
I was
listen,
just
it's all in
being-
context. It's all, we know in years to come we will get this clipped and someone will post it on Twitter out of context and we'll get cancelled.
And be like, do you remember that time?
And
Yeah.
it'll be like, come on, guys, we were just
There'll be a Twitter account
joking.
called Out of Context. Yeah, Out of Context Fab Life. Oh, God.
But
Honestly, I'm a nice person.
until then, oh no, I mean, it was brilliant, hilarious, well done, hilarious. Until then, this has been episode 2 of season 2. Thank you for listening. If you've been watching on YouTube, thank you for watching, and we'll see you.
Always like and comment and do all the things. of
all
course.
the things that you already do. Oh, and thank you also to lovely Stuart. He left us a lovely review this week. Good old Stuart.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember what
Stew,
it says.
because obviously got to abbreviate it.
Stu, oh yes, because he was talking about your abbreviations. We should do an episode just on abbreviations.
Oh, my God, we should. Welcome to the crew, Stew, because
Crew Stew.
it's a wonderful world. You won't look back.
All right, well, this has been episode 2 of Fab Life.
With Lauren and Lee.